I'm learning the power of friendship all over again. Hi, welcome to Coffee Talk. I'm Mark Bradberry. Why don't you grab a cup and join me? Earlier this summer, I had a freak accident in which my lawn tractor and I went over a retaining wall in my front yard. We fell several feet. The lawn tractor came through unscathed, but I did not. Landing heel first on a concrete driveway, I snapped my heel right in two. And yes, you can say ouch. That first week after the accident was just sort of a blur of pain and medication and finally surgery, which corrected the problem. Now I am in the middle of a long 12 weeks of recovery in which I'm kind of plagued by relative immobility. I can't do a whole lot for myself, and I'm already tired of Netflix and Amazon Prime and HBO Max. I've taken some time to build a wooden model of a steam locomotive. I've played my guitar quite a bit and even on the piano as well. I'm kind of ready for this thing to be over and, hopefully I can get back to walking and chewing gum. And I'm working on the gum part. Anyway, as the word got out about my accident, I found myself the blessed recipient of a lot of good deeds from family and well-wishers. People that just, wanted to help out, driving me places, getting me meals, delicious meals, household helpers, people that wanted to work in the yard, some handyman type services and things of that. And, I was just so touched because these were people who set aside their normal responsibilities and just sought to help me out without asking for anything in return. They just helped because they cared. Some really put forth a great deal of effort, making sure that I got to doctor's appointments and things of that nature. But it's been a frankly humbling experience for me, truly. Because I'm a very active person. I'm very social. I like to pride myself on being somewhat self-reliant. But here I was in a situation in which I couldn't. My primary thought was to, figure out how to get from location to location while propping my foot up. I'm supposed to sit around with toes above nose, as they say. And I found myself having to actually think through the steps necessary just to get from point A to point B, to get a drink, or to move from the couch to a chair, to find the TV remote when I put it down. It was very humbling. And I was so struggling with that idea of being totally dependent on other people. Well, it's a tough adjustment, a tough one indeed. But I know this. I do know this. It's good to have friends. It's good to have those friends who are near and far, who not only pray for me in times of need, but who have stepped up and are willing to put action to their care and concern. These are the people who say more than just be ye warmed and be ye filled. They actually pitch in and they help. And I'm so thankful for it. The ancient wisdom that we find in the book of Proverbs tells us some things like this. It says, a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for time of adversity. It also says, one who has unreliable friends comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Proverbs also tells us, do not forsake your friend or a friend of your family, and do not go to your relative's house when disaster strikes you. It's better a neighbor nearby than a relative far away. I believe friendship is actually one of the most practical applications of Jesus' teaching as recorded in John's Gospel. Jesus said, a new command I give to you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must also love one another. By this, everyone will know you are my disciples, if you love one another. It's also a very practical application of the greatest commandments that were given, namely to love God and to love others. I thank God for my friends who pitched in to help me thus far with everything from well, cutting grass to washing clothes to picking up groceries and again, bringing those delicious meals. I loved every moment of it. I particularly thrilled for those who had the time to stop by and visit with me just to kind of keep me from getting lonely and to communicate. You know, I'll tell you, you will likely find yourself at a point in your life in a similar situation of need. It happens to most all of us sooner or later. You know, let me give you this bit of advice as a preparation for the future. You know, there will come a time in which you need true friends, as I have. Take the time to develop those friendships even now. Friendships, you see, don't happen automatically. They're two-way streets. You know, they're connections by two people cultivated over time who share some sort of connection or an affinity. To have a friend, you need to be a friend. Reach out to others, build those connections, establish the ties that bind. You know, having friends, quite frankly, is a joy. It's a privilege. It is a blessing, a blessing. Be willing to give of yourself. Take it from someone who's been in a tough situation, for there will come a time in which you may have no option except to receive their gift of care as though from the hand of God himself. And maybe, just maybe, if you're really fortunate, they'll buy you a cup of coffee. Enjoy your coffee.